Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's your boy Three and welcome to One Slot Battle Cats. For those of you who have never seen the Battle Cats, it's a super fun game where you are this tower right here, and you have to defeat this tower over here. You can use the speed up to make everything go 2x speed, which is a lovely new feature they've added because it's been highly requested, and you are summoning your own cats in order to defeat the opponents. Now right now, there are these white dogs. It's very simple. My cats are more powerful, and I only have one option, so it is extremely easy to win. Once you reach the other side of the tower, you are able to take out all of its HP, get a victory, get some treasure, get some XP, and we're going to unlock some new stuff. Alright. We earned a common ticket, which we were going to get a bunch of, and in 6 stages we are going to get a rare ticket when we conquer Japan. So we are over here conquering just all over the entire world, and what the tickets do is it allows you to use the gacha system. Gacha just kind of means kind of a gambling system. Now, as you can see here, we've unlocked a new cat, the Tank Cat. Tank Cat is a very nice cat in the regular game, however, it's completely useless for this challenge. What does that mean? Well, in this challenge, I'm going to only use one slot. So for now, we will only use the basic cat. This cat has been upgraded to level 3, and each level is going to make it more and more powerful. Time for us to invade Mongolia. The game starts off super basic. I mean, you can basically just click the cat and win every single time. However, the game wants to show you that you can click on this area over here to increase your economy. Pretty much every upgrade you get here will increase both your bank account limit and also how quickly you gain money. I believe it's a 10% increase with every level, which is super powerful as it goes all the way up to level 7, where you're going to be getting 170% of the money that you would originally be getting. So that's very useful. You also get a little bit of extra money as you kill enemies, which is not affected by the levels. We got another victory and a superior treasure. Now what treasures do are a little bit more complicated, but if we go to the treasure menu, you can see that if I get another 5 treasures all the way to the one in Japan, we'll be able to speed up the money production during battle. These treasures are going to help us not just in this world, but in the many other worlds we will conquer, which is why the game has a bit of a history known for being annoying about how much you have to treasure farm. Luckily, because they did notice that, they've made it so that treasures are not just more common, but you also get these free speed ups, making everything twice as fast and way less tedious to play, which is going to be very helpful for this playthrough. As you can see here, we've just unlocked the cat cannon, which is super powerful. As you can see, we're being fully overrun, but if we press fire, we can fire a cat cannon, which destroys everything within the range. Of course, the cat cannon will not destroy everything always, however, against these small little beginner things, it's going to be able to absolutely demolish them. We get another victory against China, where we earn 2 items called Treasure Radars and the Superior Shark Fin. We also unlock a new cat, however we will not be using any for a while. We have unlocked the Axe Cat, which would be incredibly useful, and I'd recommend anyone actually playing the game to acquire it, but as you can see there's no way for us to edit our lineup yet, which means if we do buy the Axe Cat, we would actually be forced to have 2 cats in our lineup, which is not the type of game we're playing. This is one-slot Battle Cats. Alright, look, I know you heard that meow, and you might be confused as to what exactly I'm doing. Well, you see, there's a little feature in this game where if you open the door, there is a 1% chance you'll unlock a special cat called like Flower Cat or something, I'm not too sure, but what matters is you will unlock the equip menu once you do that. You may notice that in this video, I am opening this door over and over again, and it's just not dropping me a flower cat. I'm not sure why. It's completely ridiculous. I've checked the wiki, nothing has changed. I really should be getting the flower cat. What I decided to do is instead I came in here and I programmed a macro so that it would just open the door over and over again. And I'm really bad at coding, so I mostly use ChatGPT for this, gonna be honest. But it just didn't work, alright? After leaving the macro on for like 20 minutes, okay? And this is 20 minutes of me opening the door just every couple of seconds. There is no logical nor mathematical reason why I shouldn't have the cat right now, but I decided, you know what, I'll just get over it. I don't need the flower cat. I can move on and do something else. Anyways, the Axe Cat in a normal playthrough would be pretty much the only cat you need right now, but instead we're just going to upgrade Cat the Cat because Cat the Cat is the only cat we can use. You might be wondering what the new battle item, the Treasure Radar, does, and basically it guarantees that you get a superior treasure instead of just a random one or none. You can get no treasure, you can get a common one, a rare one, and a superior one. Additionally, there's all these battle items that we just unlocked, but, they're not useful right now. Pretty much, the Treasure Raider can be used to get a treasure instantly, and the speed up is going to be always active because the speed up is amazing. We're going to start off like usual, just upgrading our worker wallet because it's only $40, and then just go on to keep on buying cats and push on against the base. I am a little bit concerned that pretty soon we're going to reach somewhat of a boss. Right now we're just up against snakes and dogs, but if we do hit something too bad, then we might be in trouble. With Thailand Clear, we get a 2000 XP reward, which is not too shabby, and allows us to keep on upgrading our cat. 1 and 2 more upgrades. We clear another stage called Cambodia, and what it unlocks for us is a new special cat called the Ninja Cat. It costs 50 cat food, and we unfortunately only have 40. Cat food is this game's premium currency. Ooh, hey, cat level 9. Cat food is this game's premium currency, and with it you can get all sorts of things, like new special cats, as well as rare tickets. Luckily, this game is very good about free-to-play players, and actually gives you a ton of cat food, so that's very great. Now let's conquer the Philippines. Anyways, after the Philippines, we are finally up against Japan, which is where we get our rare ticket and unlock the gacha system, so I'm very excited to show it off. Uh-oh, it seems like we're up against a boss called Hippo. This Hippo is able to deal some splash damage, has a ton of HP, and deals a ton of damage. As you can see, with the little army of small guys who can also deal some good damage, we are actually getting pushed backwards. No matter how fast we're sending out our cats, it seems like there's nothing we can do. But we are slowly but surely chipping away at the Hippo's HP, and if it comes within range of the cat cannon, we'll be able to knock it back some. Unfortunately for me, it seems like this Hippo is actually a whole lot more powerful than I can do anything against. Even with these cats all the way at level 9, there's not much I can do. I would usually have tank cat, have axe cats, everything helping me out, but I do not. So let's see if the cat can do anything, and all it can do is slowly knock it back, very slightly. Now the Hippo's dealing, it seems like 100 damage per hit, and constantly hitting things, knocking back my cats, and slowly killing them. Unfortunately, there's truly nothing I can do. Tactics for Japan. Use Gross Cat. Thank you, Ponos, but I think you're forgetting the entire point of this challenge. Seems like we got the boss HP down to 18%, and what it recommends is to use Gross Cat in order to hit the Hippo and be able to quickly take it out. Unfortunately, while I do know Gross Cat could probably solo this stage, I can't use it, because if I unlock any of these, they'll be automatically placed into my lineup, thus ruining the challenge for me. Luckily, now that we have the level 10 cat, it gets evolved into Macho Cat. Macho Cat is very slightly more powerful, although I do believe it is not powerful enough. But what is there I can do? Well, I can go back and farm up some superior treasures. Look at this Macho the Cat go. It's got such strong arms. It doesn't really use them to fight, but it's got them. That's what matters. And I think it does. I think it has a little bit more HP and damage, but it's not going to be enough to deal 18% more damage to that boss. Unfortunately, that is just a lot of damage that I cannot do. But we will be able to in the future. By the way, I should have mentioned this, but basically treasures, especially superior treasures, they make you more powerful. Alright, after a load of grinding and getting up 2 new superior treasures, we have 25,000 XP. This is going to be pretty big for us because we can increase our research, which is the cat production speed, which means that instead of getting more powerful cats like upgrading the cat, we can just get a ton more cats out there. While we're at it, we're also going to increase study, which gives more XP when clearing a stage, which is extremely important as well, as of course we do need to get more XP in order to upgrade study more. Wait a minute, I'm going to be honest, that sounds kind of like a pyramid scheme. I love it. So, here we are, once again, just buying cats as fast as humanly possible, getting to upgrade our worker wallet too because we've been running out of money a bunch, which means it would be ideal for us to make more money. The boss has spawned, and we have a ton of monstro cats down, and we are producing them much, much faster than we used to be, so let's see if this works. Hey, we managed to defeat the Hippo. Heck yeah. Anyways, now we just gotta defeat the tower, and once we have, we're going to get 6,500 XP and unlock a bunch of new things, which are event stages and cat capsules, as well as this new rare ticket, which is how you use the cat capsules. There's also an event going on, 13 Years of Battle Cats, And, they're given more tickets, more random stuff. There's some training week. They're given a bunch of cat food. There's always like 50 events going on, and every event just gives you a ton of free stuff, which is awesome. They also do want me to pay money for things, but I'm not going to do that because, like, obviously it's not true one slot battle cats if you're paying money for things. That kind of ruins the point. No credit card slot. We have reached user rank 10 and received one rare ticket and a leadership. You get a leadership for every user rank reward, but the rare ticket is a very nice reward too. We've also unlocked the shop, where we can buy things such as speed-ups, treasure radars, and all the other power-ups, as well as just buying XP, although please no one ever buy XP. You could spend your cat food here instead and get really good stuff instead of just wasting your money on XP. Right now there are 3 banners on, each of which have a ton of super rares, ubers, and extremely powerful things. So we are just going to open on the Ultra Souls banner, as that is the most powerful one, at least for this challenge for now, and we're going to figure out what we get. One super cool opening animation later, we get the Wheel Cat. 2 super cool opening animations later, we get the Pirate Cat. Someone say 4 super cool later, we get the Tin Cat. We can also buy a starter special for only 30 cat food, which is definitely worth it. I would never recommend you spend your cat food here unless you have the starter special, as that's just such a good value. There's no reason not to. 4. God, these things take forever, I'm gonna be honest. Starter special gets us the Gardener Cat. Every single cat, especially in Battle Cats, has value. Intrinsically, they are amazing, all in their own way. Sometimes when I think about them, I think about my own cat, and how amazing she is. Well, every cat has value, except for these 4. We're trading them all for XP, they're completely worthless. Why did this game have to torture me with them? Anyways, you may be wondering what are we going to do with all this XP, and the first thing we're going to do is go back to the missions and claim 20 cat food from clearing Japan. Then we can back out and look at the Battle Cats Officers Club. Pretty much this is the monthly subscription, and if you press buy gold pass, you can actually get a free gold pass for the first time. First time is free. Gold pass is going to give 600 cat food over the course of 20 days, and it'll also give 1 rare ticket. As you can see here, 30 cat food. What am I going to be spending this cat food on? Well, I think you've already saw it. It's the Ninja Cat. For anyone who hasn't seen it yet, Subtasta has done a 1-slot Battle Cats profile all the way through into the future chapter 2, and I plan to get there and even further. The rules are the same as in his videos, and I highly recommend you check them out, as he is way more entertaining than I am to watch. But we're going to take this Ninja Cat and just spam that upgrade button till it's all the way to level 10 and evolved into a Ninja Frog Cat. This guy's got some pretty good range and tons of damage. We are then going to spend the rest of our XP on getting the important things like upping our cat energy limit. It was at 100 and the cat energy is used to actually go through stages. Then we're going to max out the XP we get from stages so that we can keep on leveling things up, get more money from enemies, increase our cat production speed, get up some base defense, increase the rate that we get money from, decrease our cat cannon charge time, increase our cat cannon range, and finally upgrade our wallet limit, although that one's not nearly as important as the rest. Also, we can now finally just press unlock for all these things, the Tank Cat, the Axe Cat, and the Gross Cat, so y'all can take a look at them. Aren't they just so adorable? I love the art style, especially in the early game. It's just so beautiful. It seems as if we've reached user rank 100 and gotten a rare ticket as well as the leadership. Additionally, we have completed another mission, which was increasing user rank by 10 and getting all the way to 100. I think we pretty much destroyed that. And we've unlocked the equipped menu, which is extremely important. Since we bought the Ninja Frog Cat, we can now equip just that. Later, we'll also be getting more loadout slots so that we don't have to move things around as much in the equip menu, but for now, all we're going to need is the Ninja Frog. As you can see, just from Australia alone, the Ninja Frog is no joke. Costing $200, it's able to absolutely demolish these small guys and tear apart the base before it looks like the game even started. We have made it to the Maldives, and you can see a pig, which is even stronger than the hippo that we fought earlier, and that pig got completely demolished. The power of the Ninja Frog is completely unreal, which means that we're going to be able to push through pretty much this entire chapter with no problem. I honestly do not know how the balancing team decided to make the Ninja Frog this strong, but hey, I'm going to absolutely abuse it against every single stage, every new enemy, everything we can. Ninja Frog supremacy will reign. In Nepal, there's not one but 2 little piggies. In Dubai, we are up against a bunch of penguins, and the penguins are kind of special in that they are a white targeting thing that outranges the ninja frogs, so you can see we struggle just a little bit, but we are still going to easily be able to destroy them with strength in numbers. Yeah, do you guys remember that hippo from earlier? Now stages, they just spawn in with it, and quite frankly, that hippo, it doesn't stand a single shred of a chance. It gets destroyed by just one of them, and I'm not going to put out one of them. I'm going to put out 20 billion. Alright, this is warfare, and we will win. Cat God has appeared in the Special Cat section. Unlock him from the upgrade screen. Might be your salvation in a close battle. Well, I'm going to wait until I have a close battle to unlock him. In Madagascar, we see the hardest beast yet, the gorilla. This guy attacks fast from a far range and has a super high HP so that it can really stand a fight against our ninjas. Luckily, we just have so many of them and so much money that we can defeat not just one gorilla, but later on the stage, a second one too. Uh-oh, looks like Ghana has about 5 penguins right here, and I'm not too sure if we're going to be able to take them out. It seems like it's kind of a struggle. They're knocking back our ninjas, but we managed to kill the base before we even have to kill the penguins, so I guess that's one way to do it. Sahara shows a new foe, the Ram, and the Ram proves to be literally one of the weakest units we've gone up against so far. I mean, it's got nothing on the Penguin, I'll tell you that. Unfortunately for me, Italy seems like a stalemate, if not a complete loss. See, every time one of these gorillas come out, or especially if there's 2 of them, like right now, they're able to push very, very far against me. Luckily, eventually the gorillas will die, and something weaker will spawn, like a hippo. Okay, now there's 3 gorillas, this is just not fair. But eventually the gorillas will die, and something weaker spawns out, like the penguin or the pig, and I can push back against them. Unfortunately, eventually, while I get closer to their side, I'm killing their stuff faster, and therefore more gorillas are spawning. It's kind of an endless cycle, and I've barely even touched their base, although they haven't touched mine. I'm sure I could win this if I spent another 20 minutes here, but I think if I don't win right now, I'm probably just going to call it quits and try to find a new strategy to beat it. And after waiting for a couple more minutes, yep, this does seem like a stalemate, so we're just going to quit the battle and get out of there. Now that we've cleared a very good amount of stages, we have 4 more rare tickets, unlocking us the rare Cat Gunslinger, the rare Salon Cat, the rare Bishop Cat, and we got an uber super rare, which is Urishima Taro. Unlike last time when I trashed everything for XP, here we're going to do the exact opposite, using every single one of them. Even if 2 of the cats, Bishop and Gunslinger, are not actually that useful, the other 2, Urashima Taro and Salon Cat, are really, really amazing. In fact, Salon Cat in particular is one of, if not the best cat for this challenge, as she has a super fast deploy, some pretty good damage, range, and HP. It's just all around super great. In a normal playthrough, she is also really, really amazing. However, she has one weakness, which is that it costs a lot of money to be spamming her constantly. Luckily, in one-slot Battle Cats, we can spend all of our money and right now all of our XP on the Salon Cat, allowing her to reach her fullest potential as soon as possible. Also, Urashima Taro, who we're not using yet, but will later, is going to be a very, very powerful cat, as it has a ton of HP and damage. In fact, is much better value than Salon Cat, but it has the one weakness that it cannot be spammed as hard as her. Now, for the real reason that we kept Bishop and Cat Gunslinger is for the user rank. Although the rewards right now are not that good, later on we are going to need to be leveling up as many cats as we can to get to higher user ranks, as they are going to unlock for us higher cat levels. That's right, you can, with user ranks, get a total of 10 more levels, coming in at user rank I think 900 and stopping sometime around 1600 is when you're done getting all the levels from the cats, so they're very, very valuable, and that's why we're going to be saving up as many rares as possible. And one other thing is just that the 100,000 XP that we can get from them is not worth nearly as much as just having a cat around. You never know when it'll be useful. Anyways, if we take Salon Cat into Italy, you're going to watch her as she absolutely decimates the stage. When she fights against a penguin, she completely juggles it, causing it to never deal a single bit of damage, assuming there's 2 or more stacked, and it can do the same thing against gorillas, penguins, hippos, and more. Salon is truly exceptional in every single way. Ooh, it looks like on Denmark we have a new final boss. This guy's the elephant, and is able to completely destroy our Paris cats. However, it is a very slow attacker. It seems to one-tap them immediately, which is kind of scary, but with its very slow attack speed and its peons, which give me a ton of money, I should be able to handle it just through strength of numbers. The Salon Cat does unfortunately have a pretty slow cooldown compared to something like the Ninja Cat, but as I said earlier, once it evolves into Paris Cat, that will be removed, and we'll be left with one of the most powerful cats in the game, who can be up, I think, 3 times as often. Paris Cat was indeed able to take out the elephant, which is perfect and allows us to keep on going. In Colombia, we're going to be facing off against another new foe. This one is called the Kangaroo. The Kangaroo is a super high HP, high damage pusher that can up and it gets destroyed by Paris. Oh yes, Paris is just that strong. Demolished. Ooh, against Brazil, we got this big old moth. It seems like it's going to be dealing some big splash damage, and also it has some long range. So, while the moth was not too big of a threat right now, imagine if there's an elephant in front of it, tanking for it and dealing some other big damage. It would be very hard to take it out. So, I guess that'll be a future problem. Against Easter Island, there's a new boss who spawns in the second we start the game. This is the Red Rhino. Unfortunately, Salon Cat does not have bonus damage against red targets like the Ninja Cat does, but we're just going to have to see whether or not Salon Cat can handle it herself. Wow, it seems to be a very fast attacker who deals some high damage. It knocks back Salon Cat with just one hit, and it seems like it's able to kill them pretty fastly too. Luckily, with its slow movement speed, it looks like we're able to stack 5 or more Salon Cats at a time, and with that type of damage, the Rhino stands no chance and eventually goes down. This is going to be a pretty big problem though, as it was able to push quite far. Anyways, we can spend 80,000 XP upgrading Salon Cat to Paris Cat. Paris Cat, while only being 1 level higher, has over 30% more damage and 15% more HP than the Salon Cat had, which is of course going to be a very big difference and very noticeable, hopefully enough to even take down this next stage. In addition, some stuff we've unlocked is the Cow Cat, the Bird Cat, the Fish Cat, the Lizard Cat, and the Titan Cat. Finally, we can also purchase some new special cats, the Sumo, Samurai, Zombie, Cats in a Box, Boogie, Bondage, Dom, Kung Fu Cat, and the Bean Cat, who is actually free, so we will purchase you, but the rest of them cost cat food, so they are not worth it for now. They do go on sale many times throughout the year, so I will buy them when they are half off. In Las Vegas, we see our first sighting of a bear. This monster has high range, high attack damage, and a pretty high attack speed. The one thing he does lack is HP. Every time a Paris Cat hits him, he is knocked back though, which allows him to kind of recover as it outranges Paris Cat. Luckily, Paris Cat has the strength in numbers still, and while the bear does have slightly more range than Paris, it doesn't have too much more range, which allows Paris to sneak in and destroy him. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the hardest stage by far so far. We have Hawaii. This is the second to last stage of the entire chapter. That's right, this video is finally going to come to an end. Oh my goodness, is it way too long? But here we are up against the combo of every single difficult enemy that we faced so far. Starting off, it is pretty easy, mostly just these penguins and some seals and such, but once we get closer to the base, it starts spawning in the big boys. We got the bear, the kangaroo, the elephant, and we just have no chance here. You see, there's an enemy spawn limit of 3, which just means there will always be 3 enemies on here. So we are able to lure the enemies out, kill them pretty easily, as they are not respawning that fast, and push forwards against them. But once we push forward, they are going to start respawning relatively faster, as they're going to be closer to the base and thus be able to start attacking faster, die faster, and therefore respawn faster. This results in an endless stalemate, and there's just about nothing we can do. We already upgraded our Paris Cat to the max level. We can't upgrade things like our cat cannon anymore, not that they'd make that big of a difference, and we don't have any rare tickets to try to fish out a better, newer unit. So, are we just completely stuck? Is this challenge over? Of course it's not. Oops, this is a little bit of awkward timing. It's a new day because it's midnight, and so let me just real quick claim like a ton of cat food. I actually do have 1 ticket, so I guess we'll roll this, and if we get Casagiso, we might just be able to win. Unfortunately, all we get is the super rare Figure Skater Cat. Figure Skating Cats is actually a super powerful thing, who I'd love to have more of, so I'm not too upset that I got it, and it'll probably be used once or twice in the future. Anyways, for now, what can possibly save us? But of course, in this menu, we can see our treasures. Treasures are super powerful, and are going to be able to boost all of our cat stats. I'd explain what every single treasure does, but basically, we can get more money, faster money, increased production speed, more attack damage, more HP, more cannon damage, more base HP. We can increase all of our stats in pretty much every single way, which is amazing. And we're going to grind all the treasures, I'm going to cut all that stuff out, and then we're going to re-challenge Hawaii. Alright guys, final thing that we are unlocking. This is the prologue, so I have to explain to people who don't play Battle Cats how this game works. There's this guy, Gamatoto, who we just unlocked, and basically we can send him out on expeditions and he'll gain some rewards. There's event things like this XP harvest, but what really matters is that he can get some XP, some cat food, and some battle items like speed ups, and later on he is extremely, extremely important, especially for this challenge, so we just gotta send him on a full expedition every 6 hours, and yeah, that's pretty much it. He gives free stuff. Heck yeah. Anyways, the battle to take over Hawaii starts off super easy, as always, as we are simply going up against things like penguins, hippos, and we even start off with one of those guys. Those guys are what we call the three little walking people, which is just super easy to take down. Even the gorilla, I mean, it's just going to get knocked back over and over again, and completely destroyed by Paris Cat. We are getting a decent Paris Cat stack, which will be very helpful when something like the seal comes out, because now the seal can't even hurt them, and it actually seems like they're doing really amazing. We might just be able to speedrun this before anything bad comes out, which is exactly what we do. Completely perfect, getting a superior macadamia nut so we never have to touch Hawaii again. Alright guys, the only thing we have left to do is conquer the moon. The moon is of course going to be a very special stage, as it is the final stage. It's going to have the final boss. The final boss is called the Face. Alright, and the Face is going to have way more HP than anything before, and it's going to be supported by the same peons that we've seen before, but there's going to be a lot more of them, and with the final boss, it's going to be very hard to take them all down. For reference, I'll compare its stats to Leboin the Elephant. Leboin has 4,000 HP and 100 DPS. 4,000 HP takes a pretty long time to get through. I mean, that elephant can really tank a lot. The Face has 999,999 HP. That is 25 times an elephant, and to make it even worse, it deals triple the damage, although it does attack only 2/3 as often, but that's still twice the DPS. The boss spawns in immediately as you start the battle. Not just the boss, but we're also going to have to face off against a bunch of smaller enemies. We see things like the penguin and the hippo, who are really not going to be too big of a threat, but later on, there will probably be much bigger, much harder challenges for us to have to face, in addition to facing off against the Face. I'm saying face a lot here. The cat cannon, luckily, can be used in order to stun the Face, as during its knockback, the Face can't attack. It also will very slightly be pushing back the Face, as we will be needing that, and because of its super slow movement speed, every time we push it back, it's hard to recover. We can see here that as the level progresses, so do the enemies. We started off with just the Face and a bunch of small things, but over time we have now been facing off against gories and kangaroos too. It seems like the longer we play on, the harder the enemies are going to get, which means it will be imperative to try to increase our stats further if we do not succeed our first try. Did you guys see that there? The Face took a big hit of knockback, which means that it's halfway defeated, as it only has 2 knockbacks. And, after a pretty long battle, we finally took down the 100,000 HP that the boss had. Now, we just have to do that again, but against the tower. Luckily, the tower can fight back, and once the Paris Cats lock onto the tower, they're going to be able to deal their splash damage onto anything that spawns, stacking up and completely destroying them while increasing their damage over time. With that victory, we got the Superior Moon Treasure, which activated the Management Bible. We also get to see the end screen because we have completely defeated the game. Well, not quite. You see, while yes, we did defeat Chapter 1, there's 3 chapters to the overworld, and then we'll go into the future and have to defeat 3 chapters there, and then Cats of the Cosmos and defeat 3 chapters there. But that's not all. There is almost an unlimited amount of playtime that we could be putting into the new thing called Stories of Legends. Stories of Legends consists of 48 different stages that are each significantly harder than the last. We have just unlocked Empire of Cats Chapter 2, Stories of Legends, and Into the Future. And last but not least, now there's zombie outbreaks. Zombie outbreaks are going to have to be defeated, but they are extremely, extremely hard. Honestly, the most important thing I feel as though we've unlocked is actually this little menu up here. You see the calendar. Now, why would a calendar be very useful? Well, the calendar shows a ton of things that are available, and at specific times, we're going to have these things called treasure festivals, which, during the treasure festivals, we'll be able to farm treasure significantly faster than before. Well guys, that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. I'll see you all next time, and bye-bye.